front with me now, Republican Congresswoman Love of Utah. Congresswoman, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
We were listening to John King talking about these new poll numbers. A majority of Americans like what the president's doing with these executive actions, and he pointed out even a slim majority of Republicans. So why do you disagree with them?
Well, here's what we need to point out. First of all, I'm a mother. I have 3 kids. There is not a moment that they walk out the door that I'm not concerned about their safety or what may or may not happen. And the worst thing for any parent is to lose a child. So there are people that are out there that are looking for answers. They want to make sure that something gets done. But we have to make sure that we're aiming our efforts in the right direction. It's not just about motion, but it's about forward movement. And we have to do everything we can to make sure that this president is not unilaterally making decisions, cutting Congress out and cutting the American people out of this decision-making.
And when you say that, that actually perfectly fits into what the president actually just wrote in this opinion piece that was just published in the New York Times. I'll look down just to make sure I get it right. In this opinion piece, he says that it is now clear to him that common sense gun reform, in his view, will not happen during his presidency. You see a very different view of what common sense gun reform is. Do you think the president is then accepting defeat? Do you think there is any way, with the passion that you have and the compassion that you have, that there is a way to find a middle ground at all, or is it lost with this president?
I think that there are laws that are on the books that have to be enforced. Just think about this. 80,000 failed background checks since 2012, and the president only prosecuted 500 of those cases. You have to understand that it's actually illegal to pursue a gun or firearms if you have been adjudicated mentally ill, if you have been convicted of a felony, or if you've been committed to a mental institution. So only 500 cases. That's 30% less than even George Bush. So this is his constitutional power, that he actually, the laws that are on the books, he's not helping prevent people that are trying to get these firearms illegally from getting them illegally.
Now, pushing for more funding is obviously not something that Republicans love. Would you support more funding for more ATF agents to pursue?
I'm trying to figure out why the answer is always throwing money at the problem.
I'm just asking because that's what the president's proposing in this executive order.
Absolutely, I think it's completely misguided.
Okay.
This is something that, again, what are they doing to enforce the laws? It's almost like asking for more powers and not using the powers that he actually has to actually fix the problem. This is what most Americans want. They want him to fix the problem. And right now, this to me, I feel like it's just political posturing instead of actually getting to the heart of the problem.
One of the things that we have heard from the House Speaker, he said very definitively that we, House Republicans, we were going to look for all options to how to stop the president. What are the options? I haven't heard anything yet from House Republicans.
Well, all of these executive actions have to be funded. And again, it is my job. I swore to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States. And it is our job to make sure that people have their fundamental individual rights to keep and bear arms. This is what made this country great. We cannot, in the pursuit of trying to do everything we can to keep everyone safe, lose the things that have made this country great. But I do believe that we need to address mental health. We need to address keeping guns out of the hands of people who lack the mental capacity to make an informed decision.
And again, this is why it is so complicated. The president will say he has proposed $500 million towards mental health. I heard from another House Republican, Kevin Brady, today, but that's misguided. The money's going to the wrong place. You're saying the same thing, and this really shows how complicated the issue is and why I'll be very interested to get your take. Please, let's discuss it after the town hall and get your take on what you heard tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Congresswoman. I appreciate your time.